It's now time for Trivia Tracks with yours truly, Price Robertson. This edition of Trivia Tracks is brought to you by
ProMed Ambulance Services. Care you can count on.
And Beth Smith at Edward Jones. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
He was a promising young actor destined for stardom, but fate tragically intervened. Robert Morris was set to play one of the leading roles in the hit TV series Route 66. He would never live to fulfill that accomplishment. He was born Robert Morozinski in Reading, Pennsylvania on January 7, 1935. Known as Bobby to family and friends back home, he was a star football player in high school. He was the left halfback to future pro legend Lenny Moore's right halfback. In his graduating class, he was voted the cutest boy. He then dabbled in bodybuilding, appearing on stage with the likes of Mickey Hargitay, Mr. Universe 1955, who later married actress Jay Mansfield, and Harry Johnson, Mr. America 1959. It wasn't long before Hollywood and New York both came calling. Though Morris had studied acting at New York's American Academy of Dramatic Arts and interned at the American Shakespeare Festival Theater in Connecticut. His first film role, The One Build, was as a student in 1955's East of Eden. One more uncredited film role following the 1958 release, Stage Struck. In New York, he had a bit part, his last one uncredited, on an episode of the anthology series Studio One, appearing alongside Steve McQueen. Morris later appeared on an episode of McQueen's series Wanted Dead or Alive, albeit without sharing any screen time with its star. Stuntman actor Richard Farnsworth, who I talked about on the air recently, was also in that episode. Other TV shows Morris appeared on include Death Valley Days, U.S. Marshal, The Light Up, The Texan, and Naked City, which was filmed entirely on location in New York, with the exception of one episode that was filmed in Hollywood. In the second of his two appearances on the latter series, Morris played the role of Link Ridgway, opposite another up-and-comer, George Beharis, in the role of Johnny Gary. This served as a backdoor pilot for Route 66. But during pre-production, on the afternoon of May 21, 1960, Robert Morris checked into a health ranch that specialized in vegetarian diets and frequent fasting. The following morning, he was dead at the age of just 25. His obituary in his hometown of Reading claimed that the cause of death was a cerebral hemorrhage. However, his death certificate stated that he had suffered an epileptic seizure and, just like Jimi Hendrix a decade later, choked to death on his own vomit. He left behind a young wife, Janice, and a young son, Paul. The role of Link Ridgway was retooled as Todd Stiles, and Martin Milner landed the part. In 2020, freelance writer and documentary filmmaker Vernon Gravely published a book called Promise Unfulfilled, The Brief Life and Bizarre Death of Actor Robert Morris.
Till next time, I'm Price Robertson. Amazed by today's trivia?
Then join me for Trivia Tracks weekdays at 6:45 on Everybody's Country Y95.